All right, guys. APA review number 1, composite functions. Are you guys feeling okay? All right. So check this out. This is not extreme. It's not supposed to be a lesson. So if any of this sounds like crazy to you, let me know and maybe we'll do a formal lesson. So all this is supposed to be review. Like you've seen this already in algebra class. Hey, no, we all think that's a demerit. It's not a demerit. That was a joke. So you see this. It says, given the definition of f of x and g of x below, find the value. And you see this right here. That means this. Relax. That means this. G. And then you open a parenthesis and you write f. And then inside that f, you're going to put a 1. That's like saying that. So I guess I'll write a good note for you here. So if you see this G circle F and you see it that in parentheses with an X like that, that means G, open parenthesis, F of X, close. That's what it means. I think when you were in algebra, they probably introduced it as FOG, F composite of G. Does that sound familiar to you guys? All right. So what does it mean, Chav? What does that mean? So you do this first. F of 1. So I'm going to write do first. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to write f of 1 equals, and here's my expression. So wherever there's an x, I'm going to plug in a 1. 1 minus 3. What's 1 minus 3? So there it is. That's what's going to go inside of G. Do you guys see that? So now, I'm going to write now, write G of negative 2. See? So wherever you see a G, wherever you see an X, for G, for the function G, you're going to plug in negative 2, right? So I'm going to write G of negative 2 equals 2, open parenthesis, negative 2, close it squared, minus 2, open parenthesis, negative 2, close, plus 6. Yes, you will have a calculator on when you take your APA, but some of these questions, see if you can do them without a calculator, guys. So negative 2 squared, negative 2 times the negative 2 is 4, and 4 times 2, so this is 8. And then negative times the negative is so this is going to be plus 4, and then that plus 6, which is this guy. All right, let's see, 8 plus 4, that's 12, and 12 plus 6, that is, so there it is. So you can just write G, I guess I'll write it again, G circle F, that actually means composite of F. G composite of F at 1 is equal to 18. Bless you. Oh, was that a couldn't tell. How do you guys feel? Okay. Que padre. In tribute to my soccer books. That means how cool, in case you don't know. I guess it could also mean hey father, or what father. Que padre. No? Okay. Anyways, LOL. Given the definition of f of x and g of x below, find the value of g composite f of 8. Okay, so what are we going to do first? F8. So go f of 8 equals 8 squared minus 7 times 8 minus 5. Chav, I need a calculator. No, you don't. 8 times 8. 7 times 8. So minus 56. This is Chavez. Yes, ma'am. Hey, Mirales, you're checking out. Minus 5. All right, here we go. Ready? The difference between 64 and 56 is 8. And now I'm going to subtract 5 from that 8. What's that? There it is. So this 3 is going to go inside of this. So I'm going to put equals here. And I'm going to write G of what? Well, what is f of 8? 3. That's what we calculated. So I'm going to write G of 3. So now I'm just going to plug in a 3 into the G function. So G of 3 equals 3 times 3 plus 15. What's 3 times 3? 9. Plus 15? There it is. So 24. And you can write it like this. You can write G of f of 8 is equal to 24. I don't know if you remember, but some of these were in your summer packet. What's up, Montanes? It's the same idea. You could have written, you see how it says G f of 8? You could have written it like this. G composite of f at 8. You could have written it like that. Just two different ways. Cool or not cool? Cool. Have you seen these in the SAT and ACT also? Okay. All right. So here it is, guys. Notice what function is inside of G. F. Do you guys notice that? So here's my G function, and you're going to type this as your argument. When I say argument, that's inside the parentheses. So I'm going to write G, parenthesis, f of x, close, equals. So you're focusing on the outside function, the G of x. Do you guys see that? And wherever you have the variable x, you're not going to type x. You're going to type in whatever f is, because f is your argument for G. Does that make sense? Sorry if it's a play on words. So here it is. -5, open parentheses. You're not going to type in x. You're going to type in whatever your f of x is, because that's your argument. So I'm going to type f of x in there. What is f of x? Close parentheses, and you still have that plus 10. That plus is that plus, and that 10 is that 10. Are we still okay? Okay, so I'll wait for you guys to catch up.
Can you explain why you added the 10?
Yes, because you see the function that I have out here, Bettis? It's the function g. And I'm only inserting f of x wherever I have an x on g. So there it is. And then I still have that plus 10, so there's that plus and that 10. Does that make sense? Okay. Are we okay so far, guys? All right. Here we go. You're just doing arithmetic. There's not a square or anything outside of that parenthesis, but there is this -5, so you're just going to go bam, bam, bam. You don't have to do sound effects. So here it is. So -5 times positive 2x squared. What's that? -10x squared. -5 times -x. Plus 5x or positive 5x. -5 times -11. Positive 55. And then plus 10. That plus 10 is that one. That's still there. Now we're going to combine like terms. The only like terms here is the 55 and the 10. What's 55 plus 10? So here it is. I'm going to write it like this. G of f of x equals -10x squared plus 5x plus 65. They do get a little tougher arithmetic-wise, but it never extreme. So are you guys ready for the next one? Okay. So this one says, bless you squared, bless you cubed, bless you fourth power. Okay. This one says f composite of g. Notice that g is inside of f. Do you guys notice that? So I'm focusing on the f graph. When wherever there's an x, I'm gonna type in the expression for g, my function for g. So here it is. I'm gonna write f of g of x equals, and then so I'm focusing on f. So I'm write 2, open parenthesis. And inside that parenthesis, I'm going to type x plus 5. Close it, put a square, because that's what the f of x is. It says 2x squared. Minus 7, open parenthesis. And inside that parenthesis, I'm going to type again x plus 5. Close it, and then put what? Minus 6. If you can do that, you're probably winning. Now it's just arithmetic, guys. Can you FOIL? Do you know how to FOIL? So here we go. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to go real slow. I'm going to put the equal sign right here. 2, and then that x plus 5 with a square on it means this. X plus 5 times x plus 5. Minus, and then do you want me to distribute that 7 already, or do you want me to wait? Distribute it? Okay. I'm going to go slow. -7 times x. Minus 7x. -7 times positive 5. 35. And then that minus 6. Are we still okay? Okay. You see this that I'm putting in brackets? I'm going to do, hey, relax, you're okay. Oh. I'm going to distribute this right here, guys. Ready? What is x times x?
X squared.
So I'm going to write, bracket, x squared. What is x times 5? 5x, but look, I'm going to have another one, 5 times x. So what's 5x plus 5x? 10x. What is 5 times 5? 25. Okay, and I still have that 2 on the outside. Minus 7x, and I guess I'll go ahead and combine these. 35 minus 6, so they both have the same sign, so add them up, keep the negative. 35 plus 6 is 41, and keep the negative, minus 41. Do you see how we did it, guys?
Yes.
All right. You see that 2 on the outside of that bracket? Yes. I got to distribute. Yeah, that's it. You're done. 2 times x squared?
2x squared.
2x squared. 2 times 10x? 20x. 2 times 25? 50. Minus 7x minus 41. We're almost done. I guess we're pretty much done. I'll write it here. F composite of g of x equals, this is the highest degree, so I'm going to put that one first. 2x squared. I'm going to combine, so let me circle the ones that I'm going to combine. That 20x and this minus 7x. The difference between 20 and 7 is 13. The 20 is bigger, so it's going to be positive. So plus 13x. And then I guess I'll do it with burnt orange. I'm going to burnt orange the 50 and burnt orange the minus 41. They have opposite signs. So the difference between 50 and 41 is 9, and the 50 is bigger, so plus 9. And there it is. I don't see any mistakes. Do you see any mistakes, guys? You just got to be careful, that's all. That's about as hard as it gets. The rest, I think, are pretty straightforward. Chav, what do you mean? Look, let's go to the next one. They can be represented by many different ways. I'm in number 5, top right-hand corner. Don't worry, we're almost done. Notice that number 5 has 3 expressions. It has h of x, it has g of x, and it has a table for f of x. So those are my 3 functions, f, g, and h, expressed 3 different ways, with a graph, with a function or expression, and with a table. Are we still okay? All right, notice what this says. It says g f of negative 9. So focus on f of negative 9 first. So it says f of negative 9. I'm going to go to f. So f of negative 9, look for x equals negative 9 and circle that row. When x is negative 9, what's f of negative 9? So I'm going to write f of negative 9 equals negative 1. So put that in there somewhere. And then I'm going to rewrite this. So it says g. So I'm going to write g, open parenthesis, f of negative 9, close, close, equals. Well, we already found out what f of negative 9 is. F of negative 9 is what? So I'm going to write g of negative 1. Do you guys see what we're doing? Yes. So now I'm going to go to the g function. So it's this one right here because it says g of x. And I'm going to go g of negative 1 equals 3 times negative 1 plus 2. Are we still okay, guys? Negative 3 plus 2, that's going to be negative 1. So I'm finally just going to write g, open parenthesis, f of negative 9, close, close, just equals negative 1. And there it is. And that's for this answer. Is this getting easier? Yes. Do you guys remember this from algebra? Yes. So do you feel like now we've like, all right, I feel like I'm mastering this. Or maybe you mastered it last year and we just don't know. What's up?
You might have said this, but why was the graph here?
Oh, in case they would have said h of something. Oh. Don't worry. On the next one, I think they do. Oh, well, they don't, but we have to use it. Yeah, we have to. So see, on the next one, they give you 3 functions again. Number 6, g, h, and f. And this time, they just tell me, I want to know what f of 1 divided by g of negative 1 is. That's all they want. So I come to the side and I say, okay, let's find f, what is it, f of 1 first? Let's find f of 1. Hey, that's a demerit, don't yawn. No, you're okay, miss. F of 1, I go to my table for f, and I look for the x value of 1, and I'm going to circle that row right there. So f of 1 just means what? 9. By the way, that also means an ordered pair 1, 9, just so you guys know, just in case. Are we still okay? All right. What else do I want to know? I need to know g of negative 1. So I'm gonna put this one in blue. I need g of negative 1. Well, here's my graph of g. So what this means is when x is negative 1, what is my y value on this curve? So I go to negative 1, and I put a point where they want my y value. What is that y value? So g of negative 1 is just 1. All right, so let's figure this out here. So this function, f of 1 divided by g of negative 1, well, f of 1 was 9. 9 divided by 1 is just 9. There it is. Do you see how we did it? Okay. Bless you. Bless you squared. Number 7. Don't worry, guys. We're almost done. Number 7 says f of 8. G composite of f of 8. So I'm going to look for f of 8 first. So I'm going to write f of 8 equals, and I look for my f graph. So it's the one on the left. See how it says f there? And I go to 8, and I put a point at x equals 8 on that curve at x equals 8. What does that y value appear to be? So I'm going to write f of 8 equals 2. So catch up, guys. Are we still okay? All right. Well, since f of 8 equals 2, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put equals. That must mean that this is g of 2. So I'm going to go to the g graph. So here's my g graph. And when x, oh, she's okay. When x equals 2, what is the y value? There it is. So I'm going to just come back and I'm going to write this statement from the beginning. I'm going to go g composite of f at 8 equals 1. And just make a note. It doesn't have to look like this. It could have also looked like this. Both mean the same thing. Which one? This one? This one? Oh, because it's a function with respect to x. Yeah, good question. Let's keep them coming. All right, here we go. Is this the last one? And then we set you guys loose? All right, you guys lead me. What do I do first? Perfect. Which graph is the g? The one on the left or the one on the right? So I go to the one on the right. I go to -9, and I go up on that curve. And when x is negative, when g is -9, what is the y value? Now that okay, let's slow down. Now that we got that value is 6, what am I doing now? Perfect. You go to the f graph, and I go to x equals 6. And when x equals 6, what is that y value? 6, 7. Hello, wow. We didn't do this on purpose. Next time I'll make sure that 6, 7 is not it. All right. One last step. I want to make sure that we got this down. I'm just going to write the initial f of g of -9 equals 7. Make sure that you remember that it could also be written like this. F circle g. Sometimes they call it fog. It's not fog. F composite of g at -9 equals 7. They are both the same. Is all this making sense to you guys? All right, we got a delta. It's just over all this. Let's take care of business. And we're done, guys.